Hello, I'm the Media Wiz, because one art form wasn't enough, and I'm back at it again with another food-related video. So, these are both items that were discontinued. First up, there is Doritos 3D, or 3D Doritos as they're properly called. These originally came out in 1998, and they just recently made a comeback. They're being sold very limitedly, like a lot of these other nostalgia throwback items that eventually make a comeback at some point. But these came out in 1998 and were discontinued in the early 2000s. And then we got Pepsi Blue. And Pepsi Blue originally came out in 2002 and it was discontinued in 2004 in America and Canada. But it was also released around the world, and I think it lasted a little bit longer in foreign markets under different names. But yeah, these recently made a comeback. I got this at the grocery store. They sell separate bottles in the little fridges near the cash registers, and they also have 6-packs of these, which I know made Zenith very happy. Fellow content creator Zenith, I remember she was very excited about it because I was just like, wait, when did Pepsi Blue come back all of a sudden? It was just like announced earlier the day when I found that out. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to get a 6-pack of it for sure. Try to stock up on it. So yeah, I've heard so much about Pepsi Blue, and that's why I'm excited to do a review of this, because I've never had it before. And I often like when Pepsi gets gimmicky like this, because it seems like Coca-Cola has a variety of different flavors, and Pepsi does too. But whenever Coke does different flavors of stuff, it seems like it lasts longer. Like, they still have a lot of their varying flavors. Like, something that seems gimmicky and would go away after a while, like, I don't know, Coca-Cola cherry vanilla. Like, that seems like something that would go away after a while, but no, they still have it. But whenever companies like Pepsi or some of the offshoots like, you know, Mountain Dew or Sprite, whenever those kind of companies get involved, it feels like those are a lot more gimmicky and they kind of start at some point and then they eventually go away. Stuff like this, or Pepsi AM is another one from like the late 80s. And I think the best example of this is Crystal Pepsi, which they had a re-release for in 2016. And I actually did try it. In fact, I have bottles of it right over there along with some of the other retro stuff, just as keepsake. Here, I'll show you guys. You can see right here, I have a couple of old retro things. We got over here, we got High C Ecto Cooler, which they brought back in 2016, and I held on to the cans. And I do this sometimes for a lot of the items that I try. I got 2 Crystal Pepsis here. I got a 6-pack of that. And Crystal Pepsi I thought was pretty damn good. Hopefully Pepsi is wise and decides to bring this back eventually. Had Surge, which is kind of like orange juice mixed with like orange soda. Like, there's much of a difference aside from carbonation, but Surge was really good. And a couple of these I've done videos for. You can see I got the Christmas Sprite cranberry flavor right here. I got the Mystery Mountain Dew Halloween flavor from last year. And also the Wendy's Baconator Pringles can is right here as well. Yeah, Crystal Pepsi is probably the best instance of one of Pepsi's more gimmicky variations of their drink. But it seems like Pepsi is a little bit more open to experimentation. I think the last time Coke did something like this, as far as I can remember, was when they had a very, very minor re-release of Coke 2. And hopefully maybe at some point they try bringing back New Coke for a variation, because I didn't get to try Coke 2 or New Coke, so I'd be very curious to see what those are like. I've heard people say, oh, it's just basically Pepsi in a Coke can. I'd still be interested in trying it out, at least. But surprisingly enough, it seems like Pepsi Blue was actually one of the least favorite of Pepsi variations to come back. I've seen a lot of like food blogs and food review channels say that they didn't like it when it was originally released. This is before they re-released it, but this was back in like 2011, 2010 when food review channels were like first starting to get popular. But yeah, I remember one review said Pepsi Blue was like flavored like mouthwash with if you swapped out alcohol with carbonation. Basically what I can gather is, it even says it right here on the bottle, you can see it right here. It says it's berry flavored cola, so I'm expecting it to taste kind of like a blueberry Slurpee mixed with a soda. That's at least what I'm assuming. It has to be it. So let's give this a try. It smells a little bit like berry. It has a faint smell of it. All right, let's actually give this a taste and see what it tastes like. It tastes just like Pepsi. Like the taste of berry is very, very faint. It doesn't really taste a whole lot. it doesn't really taste a whole lot like berry flavor to me. It's like, it's a very faint berry aftertaste, but it doesn't really, it's not really an aftertaste that lingers like the Sprite cranberry did. I'm tasting a little bit more. If you drink it, I think if you take bigger gulps of it, then you're probably going to taste it a little bit more. But if you take small sips, you probably wouldn't catch it. Well, I mean, it's all right. I mean, it's nowhere near as good as Crystal Pepsi, which was good, but that had a very faint taste of like kind of a citrus aftertaste, which went really well with it. This is just kind of like, oh yeah, it tastes like Pepsi with a very, very vague aftertaste of, you know, berry flavored slushy that you would get at like 7-Eleven or Wawa. It's not the worst thing ever. In fact, my biggest fear was it would be as bad as Jolly Rancher Soda Cherry, which as of now was quite possibly one of the worst drinks I've ever done for any of these reviews. So it's better than that. So Pepsi, you can walk away knowing that you're at least not as bad as Jolly Rancher Soda. In terms of like drink variations that I've had for this show, where it's like it's a soda mixed with a certain flavor, it's not as good as something like Sprite Cranberry, which is funny because I'm not even that big a fan of cranberry, but I liked Sprite Cranberry more than this. And even the Mountain Dew mystery flavor, which tasted like Skittles, because the taste was a little bit more apparent in those. The Sprite Cranberry is very similar to this because it's very faint. It's a very vague aftertaste, but I think it stuck out more so than this did. But I mean, as it stands, it's not that bad. Like I said, it is leagues above Jolly Rancher Soda. Now we move over to 3D Doritos, or as it's now marketed as, Doritos 3D Crunch. And I've been told by people who actually grew up eating the original 3D Doritos back from like the late 90s, early 2000s, this was actually flavored differently, and you'll see on here on the bag, it says chili cheese nacho. So apparently the original 3D Doritos actually just tasted like regular Doritos. And there was apparently a few versions of it, but this time they only brought back 2 flavors. They have this flavor, which is chili cheese nacho, whatever that is, and there's also Cool Ranch. Instead of doing the throwback thing where they make the bag look exactly like it did before they discontinued it, this time they went for a more, like, you know, contemporary, modern, oh yeah, edgy, radical 3D Doritos. Totally radical. And you'll notice there's a slogan on the back of the bag here. It's taking crunch to another level. I got these at Target because I went online to see if I had to buy these online, but it said that they were at Target, and there's also apparently versions of this at Walmart, so yeah, that's where I got my bag of this. Apparently they're also bringing back the taco flavored Doritos, which that had the retro bag, so I don't know why they decided to put the old school retro bag design with that one, but not this one. But, whatever, what are you gonna do? So, yeah, chili cheese nacho. This is probably gonna have like a slight chili aftertaste. As long as it's better than chili chocolate, that was not very good. Well, it smells like nacho cheese, like the kind of thing you'd expect from Doritos. And then you pull it out of the bag, and here's what it looks like. It looks kind of like a triangular version of like a bugle, and bugles usually have like a circular cut at the top. Here they tried to make it full circle and make it shaped like a triangle, like a regular Dorito. Alright, so, yep, it's very, very vague smell of chili in there, so that's what's making me a little bit nervous about this. Because I'm not the world's biggest fan of chili, and that's probably why I didn't really like chili chocolate. But, yeah, hopefully it's better than that. I mean, hopefully the nacho cheese taste will override it, so let's give this a shot. Oh god, yeah, I taste it. Okay. Okay. Nacho cheese taste is kind of overwhelming it, though. That's the good thing. Let's try another one. Yeah, that chili taste is kicking in. Oh god. You know what it kind of tastes like? It kind of tastes like the extra spicy Doritos. That's kind of what it tastes like. Maybe that's what chili cheese is supposed to be. Yeah, it's like the more you eat, the more the chili taste starts to stick out. And yeah, chili's not really my thing. Certainly not that bad. I mean, the nacho cheese flavor does kind of override it slightly, but it sticks out just enough to be like, okay. And obviously, if you can handle chili more than someone like me, then yeah, this is probably not that bad. It makes me kind of wish they released it like it originally was, because I wish I could have tasted the original 3D Dorito taste, which probably just tastes like regular Doritos, but with this kind of, you know, this kind of design going on. But I don't know. As it stands, it's just like, okay, the chili taste sticks out just a little too much. And again, that might not bug someone who likes chili, but if you're someone like me and you're not that fond of chili, it's like, okay, I can do without it. Honestly, yeah, the thing it reminds me of the most, though, is the extra spicy flavored Doritos. And I can only take those in small increments. That said, I can still eat it. I mean, I bought the bag. I like Dorito taste, and, you know, I could probably look past it. Honestly, yeah, I just kind of prefer regular Doritos over this chili cheese flavor that they have going on. I'm very curious to see how these taste together. Mix these together. That's what we should do to end off this review. See how these taste together. Okay, we got a handful of 3D Doritos, chili nacho cheese flavor. And I'm gonna open up the Pepsi Blue bottle. See how this combination goes. See if this tastes like hell. They kind of complement each other, honestly. It's like they actually go pretty hand in hand. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting this to be a lot worse, but no. These actually kind of work together. Maybe that's why they discontinued it. They were like, no, we can't have two items that go so well together back to back. We gotta discontinue these. So overall, I think that both of those aren't as bad as some of the other bad food combinations I've had. They're not as good as something like fish fingers and custard, which was really good, or something like those cinnamon flavored Peeps. Those were a lot better, but it was better than chili chocolate. It was better than Jolly Rancher soda. These kind of just flop right in the middle. As throwbacks, they're neat. It is kind of cool to see these make a comeback. For someone like me who didn't grow up with these, it is interesting to actually get a taste of them, even though, again, I would have preferred the actual original Dorito flavor instead of this chili cheese, but again, put that aside. As gimmicky throwbacks, they're totally fine. It does make me wish they'll eventually re-release something like Crystal Pepsi instead of Pepsi Blue. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I mean, if you can get your hands on either of these, I'd say give them a try. If you can handle extra spicy Doritos, then you could probably handle these Doritos 3D Crunch. As I'm not gonna call these 3D Doritos. Let's just call them Doritos 3D Crunch. That's what it says on the bag anyway. And I mean, if you can handle like some vague berry taste, if you can vaguely taste blue flavored, if you can handle the flavor blue, then you can handle Pepsi Blue. So yeah, that does it. That does it for this review. They're both perfectly fine. They're not the worst combinations that I've had. There are better ones out there, but meh. Overall, Pepsi Blue and 3D Doritos, or I'm sorry, no, let's say it again. Doritos 3D Crunch, both are just okay. So that does it for this video. I'm the Media Whiz, because one art form wasn't enough.
Our elementary school, we'd bring things in for our birthday, and I brought in popsicles, and she's like, I can't eat blue because I'm allergic to blue.